Hello, friends and friends of APBA Golf. Dr. TC here with a request from my friend Doug R., who asks about hitting out of the trees when we have approach shots. So let's take a look at a couple of shots with Robert Tyree Jones hitting these shots, the great Bobby Jones. Let's take a look at position number 1 first. Jones is back in the hedgerows behind this green, and we want to determine whether he is not a full square in, which would be in the rough, whether he is a full square but not 2, which would be under a tree, and if he's 2 or more, he'd be stymied. Now, normally we'd look back perpendicularly to the center line, because when we're in a fairway, we're trying to get the ball back into the fairway, and that's the angle we use to evaluate the safe pitch out. But Jones isn't going this way. That's silly. He's going this way. We're going to let him pitch out this way, just like when we had anybody around the green with approach shots. They have 2 choices. You can go this way or this way, but predominantly his angle is always going to be north-south of these pins. So he could pitch safely here, and what would it be with respect to the trees? Well, there's 1.5, so he's under a tree. See how silly it would be? Here we would say he's not even in the trees, and then pitch out this way? Probably not. All right, so let's pitch him safe, and let's see how he does. Now, you'll notice that Jones has a 2 for a scramble rating. That's going to give him 2 additional PRNs. As we play from under a tree, we roll in the first column. No, we don't even need to. We roll in the safe column. All right, so maybe we better go back here and decide how far we want to hit it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We're going to play to pin 6. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to go for 25 yards and see what I get in this safe pitch out. I got a 51, and he gets his +2, so he's got a 53. He got what he wanted. A little conservative, I suppose. He's going to be 1 diagonal and 1 straight segment from the pin. A pretty decent pitch out for Bobby Jones. All right, let's take a look at the second position, which is a little bit more interesting, a little different anyway. Again, he can pitch north to south, pitch out, or he can pitch west to east. He doesn't have a lot of choices. We're not doing diagonals in APBA in terms of the shot. When you're in the trees like this, we don't know what's in there. We have trunks, we have roots, we have leaves, we have branches hanging down, and there's a lot of luck involved. And that's why we created the tree lie chart. It was a big innovation in the 2010 and 14 game. To add some randomness and to add some decision-making to the game and some fun. I've had situations in real life I've had to pitch backwards. I've had situations where it's better to pitch straight out here, sometimes this way. There's a couple of ways we can measure this. You could measure back to the perpendicular, back to the center line if you want to pitch that way, and you would see that he is not quite 2, so he's under a tree. You'd be in a much worse situation pitching this way. You'd be stymied. I don't like either one of them. I'm going to try to play aggressively using the center line just like any other aggressive shot with a tree shot, and then seeing the deviation from that shot. Let's do that. Remember, Jones has that +2 scramble that's going to help us. We are under a tree. There's no more than 2, and if we were realistic, even this, if you measure diagonally, even though we can't hit diagonally, that's not even a full diagonal, so that's less than 7 yards. So he is under a tree, and we are going to see if we are allowed to play aggressively. We got kind of a crappy roll of 26, but he gets 2 more. Clearly, he can play aggressively. Great. Let's find out how he does. Let's go to the approach shot. He's got 5, 10, 15, 20. And that is only going to count as 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Let's go for it. Let's just hit a 30-yard shot. All right, Jones. He rolls a 14, and he gets a 13. That's yucky. A 13. He's trying to go 30 yards from the rough. He goes 5 too far, and he goes 5 to the right from his perspective. A 30-yard shot, huh? That was right here. 5 too far, and 5 to the right from the golfer's perspective is this way, right? Moving down the center line right from his perspective. He's back here. Not a fantastic shot, and that's where it would be if there were no trees, but now we have to roll under the tree lie chart and see what the trees did to that shot. Here we go. He's got that 2. Here's the roll. It's a 33. The 33 under the aggressive is, we get to 2 more, catches a tree and comes back 10 yards from the golfer's perspective. That's actually going to help us. So he's able to get the ball on the green. Again, 1 diagonal and 1 straight segment from the hole. Well done, Mr. Jones. Not great, but well done. And those are a couple of different ways to look at this sort of awkward shots around the green. Doug and I have talked at length. Common sense has to prevail. And in this case, I hope this is helpful to you. Until the next video, farewell, my friends.